Did you know that businesses without AI agents get 43% less customers than businesses with AI agents and have grown 90% since implementing AI into their businesses? Yeah, that basically means businesses without AI are falling behind. I'm Stefan, the founder of Agentify AI, and today I'll be showing you a demo of a basic real estate show booking and lead qualification agent. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, so this is what the AI system looks like. This is a pretty basic workflow situation here. So I'll first show you how it books showings and then how we'll book leads into this database. Now let me delete this information. And here is the properties database, which it will use to see if properties are available for showings. And this is the Google Calendar. Okay, so let's book a showing first. All right, let's ask it, hey, I want to book a showing. Okay, I'll be happy to assist you with that. First, I need to ask you a couple of questions to book the showing. Now here, you could add your own criteria for booking showings, like if they're not pre-approved for a mortgage, say, hey, we don't work with clients like this, but please go get pre-approved for a mortgage, and then come back, basically. Let's say yes. Great, and what property are you looking at? Also, what's your budget for this property? Let's say Sunset Boulevard. I want to look at, and my budget is, let's say, $3 million. Okay, perfect. Now, could you please provide me with your name, email, and phone number? Let's say Scott Williams, email Scott@example. Let's say scott@gmail.com. Thanks, Scott. What's your phone number? Oh yeah, I forgot to add the phone number. As you can see, it asked for it because it noticed I didn't add it. Just put some random numbers. So, thanks, Scott. And when will you like to view the property? Now, this system is pretty cool. It will actually check if that time and date is available, and if it is, it'll book it. So let's say tomorrow. No, let's say today at 2 p.m. Now see it's available, and then book it. All right, Scott, you're all set. The showing for 123 Sunset Boulevard is booked for today at 2 p.m. You should receive a confirmation email shortly. Is there anything else I can help you with today? No, thanks. As you can see, it's very human-like. Have a great time viewing the property. Scott, if you have any other questions or need further assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy house hunting. Okay. And as we can see here, it added the property showing into the calendar for 2 p.m. today, and added the guest as Scott. And it also added a brief description, and you could modify this description to be like their phone number, email, everything. So yeah. Now, once a showing is added to the calendar, this lead showing email workflow will be activated once this workflow is activated, but it's inactive for now, so I'll just execute the workflow. Then I'll get events, create an email, send the message, and add a label to the message. Okay, so here I was already testing. Delete that. As you can see here, labeled it as showing. Dear Scott, this email is to confirm your upcoming property showing. Here are the details for appointment, property 123. It just gives it the details and the calendar. Event, sincerely, your real estate company /agent name. Okay, now let's do for a new lead being added. Now you could also make it a showing be added to this lead database. That's a more custom solution. This still works pretty well. Okay, let's see it add a lead. Hey, I am looking to buy a property. Awesome. To help me find the perfect property for you, let's start with a few questions. What type of property are you looking for? Let's say modern villa. Now you can have it check the Google Sheets and see that there is a modern villa, and then say like, oh, we actually have a property like that for you. Would you like to schedule a showing? But that'll be after these questions, so you know if it's a qualified lead, if they have the budget. Okay, got it. And in what city are you looking to move into? Say Los Angeles. Okay, Los Angeles it is. What's your budget range for this modern villa? Say $2.5 million. Fantastic. And when are you looking to move? Within a month. Now, it will classify leads as a hot lead, a warm lead, a cold lead. Within a month, it will classify it as a hot lead, but you could add your own criteria for what a hot lead is and what a warm lead is and what a cold lead is. And it won't even add cold leads to the leads list within a month. Perfectly. I could provide your name and email address. Say Scott Williams, scott@example.com. And here it'll add it. You can see here, timeline. Accidentally deleted that, my bad. See, name, email, budget, Los Angeles, property type villa. And I accidentally clicked backspace on that for some reason, but it would say within a month. And the lead type is a hot lead. So let's get into the notification that will be sent to the agent or the real estate business. Execute the workflow. It'll get the latest lead, craft an email, and then send an email and add a label. So let's see. There we go. New lead alert. Scott Williams, Los Angeles Villa. New lead. Okay, hello. A new hot lead has been added to your pipeline. Here are the details. As the details, please reach out to Scott Williams as soon as possible to assist him with his property search. Best regards, your real estate assistant. So that's basically how it works. And then here is the reminder agent. This agent will basically act as a human employee that wakes up at 8 a.m. and then sends emails to all the people that book showings on that day, and then just do it automatically, you know? So let's test it out. Okay, we'll get events, craft an email, and send the client an email. Okay. I just got this reminder about your property showing for 123 Sunset Boulevard today at 2 p.m. We look forward to seeing you. So this will basically minimize no-shows and keep your clients in the know. And so basically that's how it works. Now let's get into the setup for it. So here it'll receive a chat message. This could be WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, SMS, literally any communication system. Then it'll send a message over to the AI agent. Now let's get into the prompt. So first we give it a role. You're a real estate lead qualifying and show booking agent. Your job is to qualify leads based on urgency, budget, location, property type. Do not use emojis, because sometimes when you give these AIs a personality, they'll put emojis in messages. I guess if that works for you, you could let it use emojis. And then here we give it the personality to make it human-like. Talk very humanly and friendly and have a bubbly personality. Be creative with your speech sometimes and throw in some jokes if you get a good opportunity to. Always use proper wording and grammar. Tools. Now here we give it the tools it's using. So the system prompt, before we get in deeper into it, is basically like telling an employee what to do, like what their job is. So basically we're telling it here what it can use. Calendar get event, calendar create events, Google Sheets, append rows. FAQ rules. If they ask about a property or prices of property, use the Google Sheets get roles tool. Always get answers about properties from the Google Sheets get rows tool. So that basically makes it impossible for it to hallucinate and make up answers, because they'll do that sometimes if you don't explicitly tell it where to get information from. Okay. Now the lead qualification rules. When a user asks to buy a property, ask these questions one by one. So what type of property you're looking for. So basically you could add your criteria or what you want the agent to ask here. After they give you this information, add them to a Google Sheet. Do not ask to book a showing, only if they ask to book one. Lead qualification rules. High priority leads. Budget higher than $750K. Timeline for buying 1 week to 3 months. Do not put ASAP in the Google Sheet, put the actual timeline. Because sometimes the agent, for some reason, will hallucinate and say like, okay, they want to book in 1 week, that's as soon as possible. I'm going to put that in the Google Sheet. The city would be Los Angeles. Now you can add all your criteria here and then mark them as hot lead in Google Sheets. Medium priority lead. Budget 500K, 750K, timeline for buying 3 to 6 months, city Santa Monica. And then I mark them as a warm lead. And low priority leads, if they're just browsing around, not really interested in buying. So that's just basically going to say, hey, what's the price of this house? Hey, how many bedrooms does this house have? This and that, just time wasters basically. And the agent won't add the lead here. Do not tell them what type of lead they are or that you added them to the leads list. Because of this personality, it'll sometimes for some reason say, hey, you've been added to the leads list. So I just tell it not to. Showing booking rules. When a lead asks for showing, ask them these questions one by one. Now, see, this is basically also the criteria. Like, are you pre-approved for a mortgage? And you can say, like, if this information isn't this, then say, like, oh, we're full, or add them into a different pipeline, or book them later and keep your high priority leads booked earlier. When to use tools, and that would be like a custom solution. So when to use tools, this basically telling it like when to use a tool or when not to use a tool. Google Sheets append or update rows tool. You'll use this tool to add new leads you get from asking questions for lead qualifying. Always add lead information. Calendar create event tool. You'll use this tool when the user gives the time and date they want to book a showing for, and book them into the calendar. Always add their emails as an attendee. Give the event a relevant description summary. As we can see, it did that here. Showing for 1, 2, 3 Sunset Boat. Now you can say add the email, add this and that, add the budget they have, so you can have it there. And then calendar get event tool. Use this tool before booking a user in the Google Calendar to check if the time and date is available. If it's not available, get them a different time or date closest to what they requested. So basically, I'll recommend like, oh, we're not available for 2 p.m. tomorrow, but our closest open slot is available 2 days from now at 1 p.m. Then here, the create event tool. Only create an event when you confirm from the get event tool that the time and date is available. Sheets get this is for the Google Sheets get roles. Use this tool to see if a property is available or if it has a property that matches what the client's need, and then you give it the current time and date. So that's how the agent works. Let's get into the nodes. So use the Google Gemini chat model. I use this one just for testing because it's free, but if you want, I would recommend using a ChatGPT or a DeepSeek model because they're quicker and more reliable, but they cost money for API calls. And then simple memory. This is just basically not the brain, but like the memory. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. It just gives context for the chat it's having, so it remembers prior information. And then the append or update row in a sheet. Here I give it a description. Use this tool to add client information. Now, the document would be leads from list sheet 1, map each column manually, and then column to match on name. So that's just basically telling it, okay, add rows from the name. So it would add the name, and then the email, then the budget, then the location. Okay, and then here you just, you can add this, let the model define the parameters. So it'll basically just use AI to define what's being added to which row. The get rows sheet tool just basically gets the rows in the properties document. And then the create event in Google Calendar. So you would do tool description set automatically, resource event, operation create, then the calendar, and then the start and end, you would let the AI define that. And then here you can add the attendees, let the AI define that, description, and the summary. And here just gets the events, and it's defined, and the start and end time is defined by the model. So if they ask for today, it'll do the start and end time for today. If they ask in a month, it'll check the start time and end time in a month. Now the new lead notification. This basically checks the Google Sheet every minute for a new lead being added, and then it sends it to this basic LLM chain. And I give it the prompt: you're a real estate agent's assistant. When a new lead is added, your job is to craft an email notifying the agent. Also send them the information about the lead information. And here you just add the JSON information that it sends from this Google Sheet. And also, to clarify something, it won't, if you have like 100 items in here, it won't send all the 100, or just send the latest one that's been added. Okay, send a message. Here it sends a message to the agent. The subject is defined from here. Also, I forgot to mention, it will output the email in a JSON. As we can see here, the email, I don't know why that's in here, subject and the message, and then, and then it'll pass that over here, the subject, the message, and then add a label to the message. And here it basically works the same, gets the event, gets the latest event that's been made. And then here, the role is, you're an email follow-up agent for a real estate company. Your job is to get the information from the calendar event and create a professional email sending the attendee the calendar event. And here you just give it the information that the Google Calendar trigger sends over. And it also has the same structured output as this one. And then it will send the message the same way to, now here you would add the JSON email, like the JSON value for the email, so it's dynamic, so just a fixed one. Then it'll add a label to the message. Then the reminder agent here, now you could change this, let's say it triggers at 9 a.m., 2 p.m., 1 p.m., and then it'll go in here. Hello, you're a follow-up agent for appointments for a real estate agent. Your job is to check the current day's booked showings and remind the showing leads that are scheduled today that they have a showing booked via email. The info you need, the current date, and then it'll just get the events for that date and then send emails for the leads that have showings booked. So yeah, that's basically how it works. I'll leave the JSON in the description so you could easily download it, import it to N8N, and use this workflow. So that wraps up the video. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. You can find the link for the JSON download of this workflow in the description. It'll be in my Discord server. And if you need any custom solutions for your business or just for personal stuff, you can check out our website, agentifyai.net. We specialize in custom AI solutions for businesses and people. So thank you guys for watching. Peace. So that wraps up the video. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. You can find the link